Hey everyone, welcome to Ludicrous Feed Live. I am your host, Tom, and thank you so much for joining us tonight on Wednesday, the 11th of October, 2023. Beautiful, warm evening here in Sydney, Australia. Hopefully it's lovely wherever you are joining us anywhere in the world right now. Just wanted to wish everyone a happy Wednesday, and thanks so much for joining us. If you're joining us live, make sure you leave a comment. Tell us where you're watching from, what time of day it is as well. If you're watching us on replay, hello too. Thanks so much. And if you're listening to us on podcast, hello as well. Hello to you in your car or wherever you might be on this beautiful day. Just wanted to quickly shout out to our sponsors tonight. As always, on Ludicrous Feed Live, we are now currently sponsored by Carloop, data to empower Australia's EV revolution, Wallbox, and also Evee Car Rentals. So make sure you check out our video description for discount codes for our viewers as well. All right, well, let's say hello to our beautiful regular guests as always. We've got Riz from Carloop and also Rahul as well. Gentlemen, so nice to see you both. Let's start with Riz. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, going well, Tom. Warm Sydney today, so different location. Jez may not be happy with my background, but I can't help it. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to get a nice painting of the Harbour Bridge or something like that, but there's too dear in Sydney.
Yes, prices are quite dear at the moment in Sydney, but welcome, Riz. Always nice to have you up in New South Wales. And Rahul, hello as well. How are you?
Evening, Tom. Evening, Riz, and evening to the audience. Thank you for joining us on another Wednesday. Nice and warm spring evening from Melbourne. I do apologise if my voice sounds a bit off. I've just been struggling with a fair bit of hay fever from the spring today.
Well, nice to have some warm weather on the East Coast finally. So, hope you're all doing well. All right. Well, I'm going to just preemptively apologize for the internet as always at my place. It is a bit windy outside, so you know what happens when the weather is a bit off. We'll hopefully be able to last the whole stream. Anyway, we've got two very capable co-hosts tonight to help you guys out in case I do drop off for a bit. Well, let's say hello to some of our regular guests as always. We have H. Ryder from sunny Toongabbie in New South Wales, and Mark confirms Roll and Riz saying that spring in Melbourne today. And Jim saying hello from Tassie, and Gaffer, last bit of freedom for me. After this, I try and do a full server recover. Oh, good luck with that tonight, Gaffer. Jess is saying hello. Tassie saying hello from Hobart, of course. Jeff from sunny Melbourne. Hello, Charles there. Nice to see you. Chris from glorious Woombai. Hello there. And Brenton from the Gold Coast. Hello, Oscreamer. Hello, Peter from Canberra. Nice to see you there. And Richard's watching from Pine Creek, about 225 kilometers south of Darwin. Wow, hello. 34 degrees outside. Scotty's saying hello from Lorne, and Robin Jules from Brisbane, and Jeremy Gordon, hi, from sunny Brisbane. No joke today. Okay, it's a Saturday special for Jeremy. That's okay. No worries, Jeremy. And Paul's joining us from Geelong. And Richard says Carloop for the win. I agree. 100%. Doing a great job. Scotty's doing solar battery and generator job. Ooh, nice. Off grid. Very good. Brenton saying, I've had my Model 3 for a few weeks now. Love it. Best decision I've ever made. Congratulations. Well done. Charles says the last Wednesday stream for a bit. He's going to be on the Spirit of Tasmania ferry next week. Have a great time, Charles. Yeah. And Brenton, a fan of Riz here. Who needs a background when you can look so amazing? Or anyways, mate. Well done.
It's what we do here.
Yeah, it's true, Jez. At least you're not locked in Tom's garage. Not today, anyway. And hello, Sydney Evie. Hello. And hello, Chris. Nice to see you. Welcome to Sydney. I agree. And yeah, Scotty's still on the grid, but good if there's a bushfire and the area needs power. Yep. And Ray is joining us too. Hello, Ray. And Kevin's joining us from Buninyong. Hope I pronounced that right. Gents, as always, every week there's always something to chat about. Lots to discuss tonight. I guess the trick is to point out exactly what's urgent to sort of kick off. Gents, any ideas?
So I've been locked away, but even then I've pinged a few notifications from the one and only Nash from the Gong. and there is some news on potential Tesla wrappage
Oh,
or
yes.
wrapping your car. Now, this is, from what I can gather, pretty big. I mean, what's been happening, gents?
Yes, that's right, Riz. While you were, hobnobbing it and chatting with the big wigs in town, but we here minions, we realize that Tesla have, yes, they've announced that you can for what is it? How much was it? It was $8,000. You can, as Nash points out here, that you can actually wrap your Tesla factory wrap as well. So there's a few colors to choose from. So presumably for 8,000, that's what, 12,000 Australian dollars. Is that appealing for you guys?
What's a wrap? I mean, Rahul, you had your car wrapped.
Yeah.
How was that?
Yeah, obviously I had it done with a third party. I just checked the pricing, Tom and Riz. I'm not sure. I think I read another post today by another ex poster that it might have been $5,000 in the US. I don't know what that equates to here. But yeah, I think there's 7 different variations on the colors, including PPF, self-healing, urethane-based. So yeah, it keeps your original paint sort of intact as well. Yeah, these colors look mad. The fact that Tesla are now providing this in-house, and I think it's going to be currently starting off in the US with Model 3 and Model Ys from 2023 onwards. But yeah, I think what's really sort of brought this on, I reckon, is the wraps that they've had, the camo wrap that they've had on the Cybertruck. I think there's 2 different sorts, and then the graffiti sort of Cybertruck sprayed on the side of the Cybertruck, which was recently sort of shown in Baja, Mexico area as well. So yeah, good program to have for Tesla to just add on to the money that they're making from not just selling cars, but also batteries, solar, the tiles, whatever, and then now the wraps as well. Great work.
Yeah, no, I agree. We'll get to Cybertruck at Baja in 1 second, but yeah, so it's not just a color change. So it's a self-healing urethane-based PPF as well, shielding the original paint from potential damage like chips, scratches, and stuff that we know PPF can do. Range of 7 vibrant exclusive colors, and they can opt for satin, stealth black, or slip gray, priced at $7,500 US. But then there's some more vivid colors too, like glacier blue, satin rose, etc., for $8,000 US. So there we go. That's the colored ones, and then I think for a clear PPF wrap, that's $5,000 US if you just want that clear wrap. Last time I checked in Australia, or at least in Sydney, I think I've got sort of pre-COVID prices in my head, but it was around 4,000 Aussie dollars, maybe more now with the price, inflation going up in the last few years. So we're probably more like 6, I would say. Probably more if you want to go around the corners of the car door, for example. So for 5,000 US, that's going to be what, maybe 8,000 Aussie if it comes to Australia. Who knows? Unless they're offering something extra than what the local guys are doing here. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be as competitive as local pricing. Thoughts?
I think it's maybe that's one way Tesla's saying you're not getting Project Harland anytime soon, so here's your upgrade.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. So let's see, what are any comments from the audience here as to what the thoughts are with the pricing. Let's see. Yes, so Sydney's Evie saying apparently they are PPF wraps. That's correct, hence the price. A lot thicker than the usual color wrap. Yep. And here we go. Gaffer's asking, can the wrap the rims? Many sad rims rashies want to know. Yeah. Can you wrap the rims? I don't know. You probably could, I suppose. Not sure. Has anyone wrapped the rims in the audience? Richard's saying you could repaint your whole car twice for US $8,000 shortly. Good point. And Matt's saying it'd be awesome if we can get this for Australian cars from the Shanghai factory. Yeah, I guess eventually. I'm sure they'll have it ready for us here. Yeah, Charles is saying at that price, the wraps are definitely a more dollars than cents option. Yeah, kind of mixed feelings I saw it on X today, so we'll see. Here we go, Blue EV, full clear PPF, $6,500 in Melbourne, Australian dollars. So I was kind of about right, 6,000 Aussie at the moment. Peter's saying Mob and Queen Bee and East said they'd wrap my Model 3 between 3,500 to 4,000, depending on the film color. Okay. Sydney EV, ours is wrapped in PPF, but when behind a mud carter on M4, throwing rocks all over the place and hitting the car, the wrap is worth it. I guess if you're doing a lot of highway travel, certainly could be. Another option could be just to wrap the front as well, like what they call a bra wrap, just around the bonnet and maybe the wing mirrors too. Yeah, Richard's saying, have never understood PPF, to be honest. They cost as much as a respray and don't protect against real rock. So, thoughts, Rahul? It's been worth it for you doing a wrap?
Yeah. So thanks for segueing to that, Tom. For the audience, or for the people in the audience who don't know, my car's wrapped in a satin blue, which is a Model Y. We love it. It just stands out from the rest of the normal factory sort of car colors, I guess. And our thought and reasoning behind that was, okay, in a sea of white cars, it's going to be hard to find our Model Y if we're parked somewhere. So it just sort of stands out there. And then also to protect the original paint as well, we decided to put a wrap on it. But rather than spending whatever it was at that stage, I think $2,500 on the original blue or the red that Tesla were offering, we just wanted to, I guess, have a little bit different sort of look to it. And if we were going to do PPF anyway, plus spend money on a color that Tesla were providing, which is going to end up being about $4,000 anyway, we just decided that we'd go with a wrap instead. So the wrap was, I think, $4,000. The labor to remove all the headlights, the logos, to then be able to put the wrap on was $1,200, and I think the wrap itself was $800 from 3M. So all of that came to $6,000, which is what somebody just mentioned is the current sort of going price. But yeah, you can definitely get somebody who can do it for about $3,000-4,000 as well. And I agree with what you said as well, Tom. Yeah, you can do a clear PPF for just the bits that are going to be most exposed to, say, high volume of dirt or road, grime, dirt, rocks being spat at by other cars as well.
Yeah, no, good point, Raul, with the personalization. There's certainly, I think Riz will probably tell us better, 70% white cars in Australia. So if you want yours to stand out or you want to find your car in a parking lot, that's one way around it, isn't it? Yeah, cool. Awesome. Okay, well, thanks, Raul, for those insights. And let us know in the chat comments if you are planning to wrap your new Tesla Model 3 Y if you've just taken delivery. That'd be good to know. I want to say hello to Kevin, who's joined us from Lakeland, Florida. Thank you very much. One of our regular viewers. And Gaffer saying the white Tesla hordes are called stormtroopers. Yes, nice. Peter's saying use your phone app to fire your horn if you can't find your car. Yep, that's another good little strategy there. Yep, much cheaper, I'm thinking. Does PPF protect against door dings in parking lots, Rahul? Does it?
Yeah, no. Unfortunately not. Yeah. Yeah, I do have, so because I've gone to a shopping center and I think I've got on the back of the boot area a ding on there. Nope, somebody just rammed a trolley into it and left it there. I think I've shown you photos, Riz and Tom, of that. Yeah, comes with the territory, unfortunately. So no, sorry, Tassie Evee, but does not protect against that. No. You might just need to go and park your car away from everyone else and then just walk to your destination.
Happy to be a Nigel in the corner for sure. Yeah, and the first scratch is always the deepest. We all know that with anything new, unfortunately. All right, well, let's jump onto what we just discussed earlier, and that is the Cybertruck testing in Baja, California, in Mexico. I had a quick look at this. I think they live streamed this a few days ago. It's just fabulous. It might be too loud. Let me just bring it down a little bit. I won't show you the whole thing, obviously, but I think they had two Cybertrucks going, and you can see the one in the front has got the Starlink dish mounted on the top there. I think we discussed that also last week. And
All right, we are coming to you live.
you can see the map of Baja California, which is the peninsula of Mexico right there. And that's, as we know, the Baja Rally, the Baja 1000, the famous off-road race, endurance rally car race, which I think Elon Musk said he was going to do one day with the Cybertruck. So this could be the beginning of the entry for the Cybertruck. Look at that, just going through the puddle there. That's what it's built for, gents, the Cybertruck.
So we're down
Pretty amazing.
in Mexico. We've got 2 release candidates.
Let's see if I could just scroll through anything else that we can see. Yeah, a bit more off-roading there.
The terrain we've been on has been unbelievably varied as well.
And that's
Of course,
I think it's proper off-roading, gents. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
Good dirt tracks.
right now,
very cool.
we've got
I can't tell what speed they're going. They must have said during the stream, but it's pretty impressive. And apparently, this is the first real-world test as well in Baja, from what I heard on the stream. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm.
Yeah, there you go.
see the ocean.
Riz, you've got a Cybertruck on order, I think, off-roading eventually.
Oh, look, that's right. I mean, my off-roading is taking it off any asphalt road. So whether it's, onto little grassy hill or anything like that, nothing like this. This is full hardcore.
Yeah. And don't forget, you still have to pay the EV road tax in Victoria, I think, anywhere you take it, including off-roading. What a shocker.
Have a good one, everyone.
New South Wales will have that luxury soon too, unfortunately. All right, well, that's cool. That's a Cybertruck in Baja, California. And Richard's saying Baja is a high-speed dirt road, I think, rather than a serious off-road challenge. Okay, look, it's something, right? It's not true off-road, but it's pretty good. Pretty good test anyway. Richard, do we all park next to other Teslas when we see them? I try to anyway. Sometimes I park near another Tesla. When I come out, there are 4 of us hunting packs. Even when I'm testing like a press car that's not a Tesla, I try and park next to a Tesla because I know the camera's rolling. I'll be safe.
That's right.
Good tip there, Richard. I love it. Why is it, Gaffer says, no matter how far you park away in the car park, someone always parks right next to you. That's so true, isn't it? It's always some beat up bomb as well, unfortunately. It's the worst thing. Or a ute. No, I sympathize, Gaffer. It's so true. Pool noodles, much cheaper. $1 from the pool shop. Yep.
Weren't there cars like Citroen or someone had little plastic bits on outside of the doors that were like door protectors? It's very strange, some of this French design that comes out. That pool noodle comment reminded me of that. I don't know what they're trying to protect, but it's very interesting to see. Every time I go to the shopping center and park as far away as I can, there's usually a Nissan Leaf that comes and parks next to me, which is fine. Obviously, that person's dedicated. They used up half their range to get next to me and park there. Oh, yeah. Too soon.
No, it's fine. It's not too soon. It's quite clear they have lost a lot of range. I think we've had this discussion on the chat too. So, yes, unfortunately. Let's see. Riz, someone's used the same strategy I have. Park next to a Tesla, right? If you're not driving a Tesla,
that's right.
Something happens, what's they're gonna be recording. Maybe like some sort of futuristic force field, like when you park, like on Star Wars, like a shield that just comes up. Just protects your car. I don't know. That'd be cool.
That's the next product after PPF in the US.
Yeah, exactly. Ray's saying Nash has got 30 of them. Yeah, I'm sure he's got 30 on order. Mark says if you want to do on social parking, park across 2 bays. Well, I don't think we can condone that on this channel, but yeah, I mean, I've seen other higher end vehicles. I won't mention which brand or where, but in Sydney, I see them sometimes park across 2 spots. Like they clearly care about their car a lot. So, yep. All right. Well, speaking of not doing the right thing, let's have a look at this article here, or this X from our good friend Variety. First rule of charging etiquette is not to be a dick. Don't make someone feel uncomfortable at an EV charger, no matter the reason. I think this was this was actually not her, but this was someone else that she screenshotted. Maybe I'm sitting at a Tesla Supercharger in Brisbane. I've just been yelled at by an old man who's told me I can't use the other side of the Supercharger because I'll interrupt his charge. There's 3 spots and 2 charging stations with 2 connectors at each station. Am I wrong? I have to now wait for him to finish. He was very aggressive, so I've just decided to wait. Yeah, I mean, look, if this person was aggressive, I probably wouldn't start an argument either, whatever. But gents, I mean, this raises an interesting question. I mean, look, we've talked about power sharing in the old V2 units. The V3 units, supercharger units, aren't as much of an issue. I mean, you can't stop someone coming to charge next to you. Sure, the etiquette would be to like not go into a paired stall if someone's using it, but at the end of the day, it's a charge, right? If it's free, they don't understand the mechanics of how it works. What would you do, gents? Would you tell them to go somewhere else, or would you just let them charge?
I guess the best way to solve that is to have more superchargers. That's not the solution. That's not the solution. I think everybody tries to do the right thing, but when people have a sense of entitlement, then that becomes a bit of an issue. And then it depends on where do you have to get to? If you can wait 10 minutes and the other person's technically done, great. If not, just charge away. You're not doing anything illegal.
I agree. I mean, obviously, like I said, it's nice to not reduce someone's rate, but I don't think as mass adoption happens of EVs, people are going to be too worried about that. You can't educate everyone on this situation. I mean, it's not just Tesla superchargers. I think power sharing occurs with other non-Tesla chargers as well. Like Tritium, I know, does it too. You get that shared power if someone comes up next to you. At the end of the day, we all want to get to a destination. Sure, you might be slightly inconvenienced, but towards the end of the charging cycle, it doesn't make that much of a difference anymore anyway. You might lose maybe 5 minutes, if someone comes charging next to you, but I'm not too fussed personally.
Mhm.
Cool. All right. Well, leave your comments there just to let me know what you think. What would you do in that situation? And yeah, is there a solution really? Got a $10 from Nick. Thanks very much, Nick. I'll just put this comment up here. Hey guys, what do you think the odds are that the Cybertruck will be coming to Australia? You think it might be a left-hand drive only car, or will it come to right-hand drive markets such as Australia, New Zealand, UK? I'm just thinking back to when Elon Musk and team launched this. I think the intention was just to make this a North American product or even a US product. I mean, I'd love to see this in Australia, but I don't know. Riz, you might have more insights to whether it might be coming here or not.
Yeah, good question, Nick. From what I can understand, Australia is a pretty small market, and at the price point that this product is going to be at, it's unlikely that we're going to get a whole lot of customers buying that. I'd suspect it's going to be base model will be close to 100 grand. I mean, there's plenty of people that purchase the Dodge Rams and whatever else that are way over $100,000. But yeah, the demand may not be here, and we may not see it unless they're going to produce a slightly smaller version of this somewhere, whether it's Thailand or because there is a ute market in Thailand, and if they make that, then right-hand drive production possibly. But as of now, it is unlikely that we will see it for the next couple of years anyway, because they've got, unofficially 1.8 million orders, and assume 1.5 million of them are in North America, then and the production is going to be about 250,000 to 500,000 a year. That's going to take them 4 or 5 years just to catch up with that demand. So we'll be waiting for a while.
Yep, I agree, Riz. It either will come and we'll be waiting, or it won't come. So whatever it is, lots of orders in the US, North America for now.
I see. So I just want to quickly jump in there, Riz and Tom, and Riz, this might be the first time that I disagree with you on a live stream. Because
feisty.
I feel that there is a massive pent-up demand for the Cybertruck here in Australia in terms of having an electric truck. I say, to sort of tow, pull, go off-roading, some of the capabilities that it has. I mean, I'm not privy to how many orders there are, but I've got a reservation order. I'm sure Nash has got 30. And you've got one as well, Riz. So between the three of us, we're punching well above our weight.
We've got 32 orders. No.
But yeah, I think there's definitely a demand. I think just even looking at X this week, Rivian is increasing their production as well, and I think the CEO, founder of Rivian, RJ Scaringe, had a really good comment in one of his interviews where he said, "Hey, Tesla may be well ahead, but at this stage globally, there's just 10% of that EV market that's sort of taken up. So they're trying to aim for that market where you get your SUVs, four-wheel drives, trucks, sort of market cornered. And I think that's where Cybertruck, Rivian will actually dominate that niche end of the market. Considering how travel's also changed post-COVID as well, more people are traveling interstate, regional, rural, taking time off from work and working from home and traveling across the country as well. I think this is right. But I agree with you both that we won't see Cybertruck here for a good number of years until probably 2028, perhaps, I'm guessing.
Yeah, look, I'm the eternal optimist. I'm hoping they do come as well. And look, judging by the comments and what I've seen on X over the years, yeah, like a lot of people in Australia have orders. There's no doubt. Like that's quite well known. But whether Tesla actually bring it here is another question, right? We can beg and plead all we want, as we did with the Model S. Like, don't cancel, please, Elon. But it still happens.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, as we said, there's a lot of demand to be filled in North America for now. So sadly, we are on the bottom of the pile at that moment. Sadly.
I mean, if by that stage in the next couple of years, given Rivian is making these already, and there's talk that more affordable models are going to be coming out in the next year or so, that's going to be quite interesting. I mean, a lot of from what the YouTube videos and other things I watch, it seems that Rivian buyers weren't traditional truck buyers in the US anyway. They were more EV enthusiasts and fans, and some take their SUVs and their Rivian trucks off-roading, which is great. But I think in this huge space, like Ford and Rivian, as has EV, sort of says, because Ford and Rivian seem to be ahead in some of those areas. They do make lots of trucks, and they do make them for the traditional market, and they have a global reach. So that would be interesting. Maybe a smaller version of F-150 Lightning or on the Ranger platform, but that can definitely see a lot of sales. But I guess it's a wait and see game at the moment with the Cybertruck. Amazing product. Can't wait to see a couple of customers get behind the wheel of one and tell us everything about it.
Yeah. As you said, Riz, on the flip side, if Cybertruck doesn't come to Australia, there's an opportunity here for Ford, Rivian, GM, from China, Geely, BYD to bring in their utes at a more cost-effective price. So yeah, I mean, interesting times ahead for sure. Sydney EV's betting 2025, 26. So yeah, good to watch for sure. It's a huge market, as we know. What we've seen the VFACTS over the last few months. It's always Ford Ranger, Hilux, number 1 and 2. So yeah, definitely a demand here. Let's take a few comments before we head on to the next story. Let's see. And this is relating now to what do we do with people who complain that you are slowing down their charge rate. Or actually, we'll go back all the way here. So Sydney EV saying always park nose in so Sentry Mode can get the best view of the rego plates when people park beside you. Good point. Richard saying, yep, Citroen with the plastic panels, Riz, as you were saying. If you've driven in Paris, France, you would understand. Touch parking is the way, the kiss and ride, isn't it? In Europe, a bit of that going on. When you
just
park.
the French way, they're just a little bit more, personal with the touching and all that
That's
sort
right.
of stuff, kissing and stuff. Yeah.
Europeans are very, very, very touchy-feely. We know that. Get smart cone of silence. Yes. Tom not pedaling hard enough. Yes, I know the V2s. That's what happens. You power share. Okay. I'm confused about that post. Charles says, what supercharger in Brisbane has 3 spaces and 2 units? You're right. It does kind of sound odd, Charles. I wonder whether it's not a supercharger, whether it's like a Tritium or a ChargeFox or one of those other non-Tesla DC charging network chargers. That sounds like people know the total capacity is capped by how many are connected. Okay. Okay, if I need to charge, doesn't matter. I'll just plug in and charge. Have the police number on speed dial ready to go. Yeah, I kind of agree with mass adoption. Just charge. I mean, the days of that kind of etiquette is probably gone. I think maybe when we were 1-2% uptake, maybe, but like people just jump in on EV these days, especially with rentals. No one's going to look up what the etiquette is. I think with rental EVs, you're just going to charge and go, right? It
Great
could be the
point.
very first time in an EV. Gaffer says not your personal charger. If you can take 2 and there's no option, then yes, do it. Yep, I agree. Let's see. The person quoted did not understand how the charger stalls and cables work. Yep, that's quite clear. Yeah, Peter Cook, I love this one. I've used this for a long time. Urinal rules at superchargers. For those gentlemen in the stream, we know what I'm talking about. If you're ladies, yeah, ask a guy to explain that to you. Paul, I think there would be a market for respray rather than a wrap. May last longer than a wrap. That's only supposed to last 3 to 5 years. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So here we go. Some comments around the Cybertruck. I can't find any rules in the ADRs that won't pass. Okay. Also, drive-by-wire is now legal in Australia. Cool. So if Cybertruck has that, then right-hand drive will be easy to build. Yep.
Awesome.
Very good. Ray's saying it will still come as we have enough pre-orders. Again, yep, to make it as we have a huge ute market. Yep. Rahul's got the fist up. Yep. He agrees. Just back to this supercharging again. Charles says one person yelled at is another person spoke firmly. Rudeness is never warranted, but it may not have been that. Yeah. I don't know. We've just got the text. We don't know what actually happened. Maybe we should all be wearing body cams, right? Just to prevent that kind of thing happening. Miller's finally made it to a live broadcast. Hello there, Miller. Nice of you to join us. More comments about drive-by-wire might arrive quicker. Yep. Cool. And Peter's saying Cybertruck might have a similar price to 3Y. More mass, no paint. I'll say 2025. Yep. That's right. Cool. And yes, of course, we should probably call it the Cyber Ute if it comes to Australia. I agree. Maybe someone in Australia should start making EV tradie SUVs. I mean, we've got, I think, Row EV is starting to convert. Yep, convert utes. But yeah, I think
C Electric make electric vans as well.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I think we covered this on last week's stream, Riz and Tom. You know, the top 2 selling models in Australia in that third quarter, Riz, I think were the Ford Ranger and the Toyota Hilux. So obviously in that market, there's no EV sort of ute there. Imagine if we did get an EV ute. I mean, that would just sell absolute gangbusters. The amount of money that these guys would save, the fact that they could charge up their power tools as well through their utes as well. Yeah, fantastic if we can get a big name manufacturer to get an EV in the next couple of years into Australia.
I've seen the Toyota Hilux EV concept, and they were showcasing it in Thailand, and I think they had one in Australia for a couple of days just to get the press to see it. But it had 0 emissions because it wasn't moving. But apparently it's a 2-door Hilux thing, rear-wheel drive. That is a concept, and hopefully if they do, pull their finger out and actually do something, then people will genuinely buy a Hilux electric ute.
Yep.
If it's priced around 60 to 70 grand, people will buy it with FBT and other rules and some of the benefits that you've mentioned, Rahul. If they do decide to have the vehicle to load capabilities, that's great. The difficulty with conversions, like what the team at ROEV are doing, is you've got to find utes that you then need to convert in certain applications like mining and where those vehicles aren't really on the main roads. They're just site vehicles. It's fairly good to have those, but in terms of those vehicles ending up on our roads. The converted vehicles are generally a bit harder and more expensive to insure as well, because it's harder to get parts for them. So if a manufacturer like Toyota and others finally decide to do something and do the right thing, get an electric ute, that concept needs to turn into production version and land in Australia in the next year or so.
Yep, agreed. Ground up EV ute would be ideal for sure. Nick's pledged another $5. Thank you, Nick. Further to my comment, from memory, there was something in the vicinity of 30,000 plus pre-orders from Australian buyers for Cybertruck. So hopefully it's sending Elon a message. Yep, 30,000 is a lot. Yeah, Gaffer's saying man in a van EV option. Yeah, we've got a few EV vans at the moment. Peugeot e-Partner, I think, is one. LDV's got one. So Mercedes, there's a few options there. This trading needs an EV van. Yeah, definitely. They're coming for sure. Let's take a little quick break and just want to thank our sponsors once again, Carloop, Wallbox, and Evee. Thank you so much for sponsoring a Ludicrous Feed. We've got discount codes in the video description, so check those out for us if you want to get into a Wallbox or get a Wallbox charger or get into an EV rental car. All right, let's take some more comments. Let's segue to this one, Tassie EV1. So which of our three hosts is off to the Seal launch next Tuesday? All of you, perhaps, although aren't you all on the expert panel they talked about? I'm not sure, guys. I'm not sure we're expert enough to talk about the Seal at the moment. But I will say, if we're not there, I think there's a live stream that BYD are hosting. So we might do a watch party, maybe, if you can't get to it, and react to the live stream. What do you think?
Definitely. I thought it was an in-person thing. Maybe it is a virtual thing. But it's definitely online. I think I've confirmed that. So yeah, it will be interesting to see. Hopefully they're streaming off a good platform which can take thousands of people. But that'd be exciting to see. I wonder where it is.
I think someone in the chat earlier said it was in Brisbane, I think. They got an invite, I think. So it might be
right. There's a new store, a new experience center opening in Brisbane. That's 19th. There was an email that was sent out.
Okay. Is that the same day? I wonder.
No, it's 2 days after.
Gotcha.
So I think the Seal is the 17th, and I believe the Brisbane store, experience center, mega store, whatever we want to call it, is on the 19th.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Rob and Jill should be excited about the Dolphin. Hopefully, it's not too far.
Yeah. Okay, I got my dates mixed up. So maybe you're right. It might be a virtual event that they've just got the experts on to talk about, and then the actual mega stores a separate day. Okay. Yeah, because I don't remember seeing anything sort of a launch, like an actual launch event. So anyway, we'll keep our ears peeled and let you guys know if there's anything next Tuesday. So stay tuned. Let's see if there's any more comments I'll just put up real quick. One question here for Billy Lid. What additional charging cables should I purchase when my Model Y arrives in mid-November? I mean, arguably, you could probably get away without anything. I mean, I think a mobile charger is probably handy to have if you're going to travel a little bit at accommodation, for example. A Type 2 cable is also very handy to have for incidental charging. Some of the AC chargers around don't have a tethered cable, so that's quite handy to have. Inexpensive option as well. But a lot of the DC fast charge, in fact, I think all the DC fast chargers are tethered, so you don't need a special cable for that. Yep, and Sydney EV agrees too. Yep, so Type 2 cables, super handy to have. Cool. Let's see, any other comments here? We've got, Paul saying 400 to 500 kilometers of range. I think in general, that's probably the gold standard for an EV these days. A battery that can take that kind of range. If you're building a new house, make sure you have a 3-phase plug in the garage. Also pre-wire for solar battery. Yep, that's good to have. Easier to do that than to retrofit. If you have a 3-phase plug, you can charge at 7 kilowatts anyway. Yep, that's right. Or you can use the Tesla slow charger with a special tail too. That's something you could do. Cool. All right. Keep those comments coming, and yeah, we'll put them up very shortly. But I just want to put up this story now. Let's move on to this one. Oops, sorry, this one here. And it says a second V4 supercharger in the US is currently being installed in Nevada, I think, NV. So yeah, we need more of these, I think, like yesterday, because these have the longer cables that can charge non-Tesla EVs, which will be handy. I think, gents, I think we are installing version 3 still in Australia, so no hints of when the V4's coming here yet.
No,
I
I think sorry, Rahul.
No, go Riz, yes.
Someone in the chat mentioned there was a V4 site in Hong Kong or something like that. I'll have to investigate that one. But yeah, they seem to be going out of Europe now, so US, the home market, and hopefully some of our future sites will be these V4 chargers as well.
Yep. Raul, you going to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say some of the charging spots, the Tesla Superchargers that I've tried, the new one in Abbotsford, the one in Box Hill, and I think the one in Moe as well. They've all been V3, 250 kilowatt, super fast. But yeah, be great to see, I guess, in some of the busier sites around, let's say, urban areas, which get used a lot more. Or I think last week we mentioned on the live stream, people traveling to Coffs Harbour, Port Macquarie, doing school holidays. Some of these sites could really use V4 chargers as well, so that charging wait time is reduced. People are not having to spend so much time waiting in a queue. So yeah, that'd be handy. Obviously, Tesla supercharging voting has opened up as well for this new quarter as well. That's a good way of trying to get Tesla to perhaps look into putting these V4 chargers into some of these sites as well.
As I said earlier, the huge benefit is the fact that it's got a longer cable, because we've seen some issues now where the charging port for some of these non-Tesla EVs aren't optimized for the V3s and V2s. So you've got cars taking up 2 spots, which is less than ideal during busy periods. You've got cars parked across 2 spots. You've got cars parked up on the curb. Like, it's just not a good look. So get these in stat for sure. And Scotty says might see them in the New South Wales rollout. And speaking of which, there is, I think, Yes in New South Wales, which is between Gundagai and Goulburn, in the middle of the state, has got the chargers, Tesla superchargers about to be commissioned too. So good to have another stop on the Hume Freeway on the way between Sydney and Melbourne. Good question from Jerry. What happened to the BYD EV switch chargers that we talked about in August? Where are they?
Look, it's the amount of questions I get about that charger. I mean, any one of the audience can reach out to me, but somehow people find my phone number and everything, which, Ludicrous Feed special. If anyone wants to find it, you can. But people reach out to me and say, hey, you wrote this story on The Driven about these chargers. Where are they? The last bit of information I got was, I think last week there was an email sent out saying, hey, there's going to be this launch party for this charger. And then soon after that email, I got another email say, oh, sorry, that launch party is postponed. So there was some sort of a reveal, but these are not official BYD chargers. They're the EV Direct imported units, which, Luke Todd did say they were going to be $499, which is great value. But if they were going to have a launch, apparently it was going to be sometime this week or next week. Hopefully, by the time the Dolphin comes out, they can, or first deliveries to customers, they have these units here. So fingers crossed, if any one of us does make it to the Tuesday event, or Rob and Jules can let us know when they go to the BYD store, the new store in Brisbane. Ask them the question.
That's right. Ask them for us. Speaking of the Dolphin, the Dolphin splashed up and appeared at the PAX Oz. I think it's a gaming expo from what I read. I think I could be wrong, but there it is, the Dolphin making an appearance there. I think that was in Melbourne too. So yeah, I don't think we've seen any sort of press reviews yet of the Dolphin. So we'll see what happens in the next few weeks. Sticking with BYD, yes, Tassie Evie, I think we'll probably do a conjunction live stream, like a watch party for the Seal reveal. I think that'll be quite informative. See what the experts have to say. Graham saying he got a few over-the-air updates for the Atto 3 this week. That's fantastic. That's what you want. You want an EV or a car that can software update over the air, because that'll save you going to the dealership, getting an update, if they even offer one to start with. So, Tesla, BYD, Polestar offer updates like this, which is good. Yep. And so, Robin Jules says Jules is very excited, Riz. There you go. Confirmation. Look at this. Peter's saying London airport fire today. I think this is quite fresh, actually. I might put this up here. So I think from what I can see, EVs were not involved, but obviously they're trying to look for a cause. This is very fresh. I just read a quick quote from the fire chief. I think here we go. We don't believe it was an electric vehicle. That's always a good start. But apparently 1,500 cars were damaged from this fire at Luton Airport, which is one of the major airports in London. They believe it's a diesel-powered vehicle, all subject to verification, of course. So hopefully everyone's okay in that blaze that happened very recently. Anyway, we'll follow that story as it happens. Okay, let's see. There's any other comments? So yeah, the version 4 is the first Asian version 4 in Hong Kong, as we spoke about earlier. Thanks, Shalendra. Cool. And here we go. Sydney EV saying Hyundai is releasing the EV Pantech size truck in Australia. Okay, we'll keep an eye on that. Yep, so Tesla Highland very soon, Australia. Well, it's January to March promised deliveries, so we'll keep an eye on that. And Brenton's saying, planning to do Gold Coast to Melbourne over Christmas, but Coff's fight kind of makes me reconsider. Look, Brenton, to be honest, and everyone else, it's actually pretty quiet most of the time. It's just like a handful of critical periods, like critical days that I would reconsider traveling on those days, because no matter what fuel type you use, it's going to be busy, right? It's going to be queues at petrol stations, it's going to be charging queues. So maybe reconsider like traveling on Boxing Day, Good Friday, Easter Monday, those kind of days. Okay, cool. Let's move on to a news story. And Scotty's saying maybe Oz not approved yet for the chargers, those EV chargers. Yep. Yeah, Scotty, yes, it's coming. Insurance product. Probably, I would say it's going to launch next month, so maybe just look for the best deal at the moment. But it is in the works. I've been chatting to them in the back channel, the real life back channel. It's coming, apparently. Cool. Okay, let's move on to the next story. And this was shared to us with from Tech AU. So IKEA partners with EV networks to fast charge your EV while you pick up your flat pack. So on the back of partnerships with Dan Murphy's and Hungry Jack's, EV charging network EV has announced a partnership with IKEA Australia. So there'll be charging stations at Sydney's IKEA Tempe store, which will be good. That's in my town, so I'll go check them out. But yeah, gents, I think this is kind of what we've been hoping for, right? You're going to spend a couple hours in IKEA, right? Probably sometimes longer. So good chance to charge your EV at the same time.
It's a big drive from IKEA.
Yeah, I think this is the way forward for us. It's not just car manufacturers who need to have EV charging equipment, and the fact that a big brand like IKEA or Dan Murphy's is partnering with EV charging, or ChargeFox, obviously partnering with NRMA, and some of the other motoring associations from the other states as well, into regional destination charging as well. That's great. I also love the fact that these are 150 kilowatt chargers rather than just say 50, 60 or 80 kilowatt chargers as well. Yeah, so the fact that you can charge fairly quickly as well is great as well. And if that partnership extends into other IKEA stores, into other states as well, yeah, that's a massive win, as a bonus for EV charging infrastructure in Australia. Which is going to help the uptake of EVs nationally as well.
Tassie EV makes a good point. Shouldn't IKEA chargers be AC? I think so. I think they've got AC chargers already. So, I mean, having both options is like the perfect solution. But yeah, I think most people spend at least an hour or two at IKEA. So yeah, I think AC makes sense. But just to have,
I think I normally just go in for 15 minutes, but it takes me 45 minutes to find my way out.
I think the average person walks like 3 kilometers in IKEA just to get out of the store. So if you want a bit of exercise, IKEA might be the way to do it. But just to have these multi-national chains with car parks at their location providing DC chargers is it's just a no-brainer, really. And backup AC at the same time. As you said, Raul, 150 makes a lot of sense to me because I'll release my video of the Polestar trip to Melbourne very soon. But I just think 50 is a little bit too slow for a road trip. You got to have at least 100 to 150 if your car can handle it. I think that sits about the 30 to 45-minute mark, right? Even if you're going to take longer to eat, you can at least move your car somewhere else. I think 50 is just a bit too slow to get back on the road quickly. So yeah, good to see Evee putting faster chargers there. Riz, how many chargers at Victoria Gardens? Do we know?
They used to have 3 wall boxes, 3 or 4, maybe 4 wall boxes, and then they installed 2 stalls, Kempower stalls,
Yeah.
and I think they have 4 dispensers on them, 3 CCS and 1 Chatamo. Now their load distribution is very interesting. From memory, it's like if it's one car charging it, if you're lucky on the CCS port, you might get close to 100. But as soon as there's 2 or 3 cars charging, it ramps it right down to 25 kilowatts or something like that per car. So it's a strange sort of a system. But yeah, all in all, I think there's about 6 chargers, or 8 or 9 plugs.
Cool. That's pretty good.
And then that's a good mixture, right, Riz and Tom? Like you've got your mixture of AC and DC as well. So hey, somebody's going to IKEA or Dan Murphy's for just a quick 15 minutes, 20 minutes or so. Yep, bang, DC charger, come back, you've got 30, 40% extra. Whereas if you're going to be there for a couple of hours, having lunch, whatever, doing a bit of a shop, going to some other shops as well, because the IKEAs would be at a big shopping center as well, then yeah, you just plug into your AC charger, come back, you've still got enough charge to have enough to get home from the AC chargers as well. So I like that mix of AC, DC, offering both options there as well.
Yep. Sydney Evie asks a very important question. Will you get your meatballs before the car is charged, though? I mean, if it's a busy day, you got a queue, right? And there'll be fights for the meatballs as well, like EV chargers. So yeah, the IKEA that in Sydney, you can actually see you can see your car from the restaurant. So if you see you're about to finish, you can run out and move your car before your meatballs arrive. Or veggie balls, if you prefer, of course. Vegan options. Oz Cream is saying IKEA Canberra is a good place to perv on EVs. Last time I was there, PHEVs were in the slow chargers. Again, controversial as to whether PHEVs should be using DC chargers. Maybe slow chargers, but I don't know about DC chargers, to be honest. Paul, do you have to pay for IKEA? I would say so. If it's EV networks, I don't know. Again, I don't think DC chargers should be free. We've gone through this before on the chat. Ray saying, I can see it now. Cyber Ute being charged in a Tesla supercharger at IKEA with an electric forklift. Put your purchase in the tray. Yes, all electric, 100%. Finding a shortcut sign in IKEA is like winning the lotto. There are around. You can cut through sometimes. Yeah. Yeah. Electric Car Australia. Hello, welcome. We have a couple of IKEA locations beside the motorway. I think there's one in Logan, isn't there, in Brisbane? So DC Rapids makes sense at these. They also have AC. Yep. Definitely a mixture of both is ideal. Yep. Yeah. Gaffer, I'm with you. Why doesn't McDonald's have DC fast chargers en masse, right? It's like, come on, they're everywhere, especially on a road trip. Just makes sense. We need Evee or ChargeFox or whoever to partner with these guys to put them there. It's the most popular stop in a road trip, that's for sure. Yep, Peter Cook says IKEA Canberra's got a view of the EV chargers from the bistro. Yep, it's good. Well designed. Yep, and looks like Macca's. Oh, okay. Macca's and Ballina has them. Okay, thanks, Brenton. That's good. Yep, Macca's missed a massive opportunity to install chargers in their restaurants. Oh, we can call them restaurants, can we? Especially in rural and highway areas. Yep. And Bacchus has one in Melton, 50 kilowatt EV. Yeah, Tassie EV. Well, I'll just read his comment. My worry at IKEA is that the chargers will be iced. Someone plugs in at 150 and vanishes for 2 hours. Well, there's one very easy solution to that, and that is idle fees. You only make that mistake once. Let me tell you that. So it needs to happen like yesterday. Yep. Would you like fries with that? Yep. That's right. Maybe like a little instant win with the Macca's Monopoly. Free charge. Lots of options. All right, cool. Let's whip up the rest of the stories and then we'll sign off for today. So this is a bit of eye candy for us. This is the Rolls-Royce Spectre, their very first EV. Begin deliveries in a few weeks' time, gents. I'm waiting for mine. Not sure about you. 423,000 US. That's only what, 600,000 Aussie. Options will cost over 500,000. 260 miles of range with a 102 kilowatt hour battery. So that's about 400 Ks of range. Not the most efficient thing on the market, but hey. Whoa, sorry, everyone. Turn that down a bit.
So I'd like to think that the demographic that generally purchase Rolls Royces have oil coming out of their backyard in Saudi Arabia and other countries. So unless they're recently upgraded and have got big DC chargers in their backyards, that's the kind of customer that'll be buying these cars. Gold-plated Rolls-Royce Spectre.
I don't think they'll be driving it either, Riz.
Yeah, well, that's right.
Yeah, I'm sure someone capable will be driving it and probably charging it for them as well.
Yes.
So they're not the type to care about efficiency, I guess.
Yeah, I think if you can afford to have one of these, you can definitely afford to have a whole slate of them. So you're not really going to be worried about charging it anyway, because you'll have another one lined up anyway. Is, hey, you know what? First one didn't work. Okay, give me my second one. Give me my third one. One for my wife, one for my child. Go pick up some of my laundry in the Rolls-Royce Spectre. Hey, great looking car. Great to see Rolls-Royce getting into the EV segment as well. Yeah, niche market, obviously. But yeah, there's a built-in base audience there that will be interested in getting this, just like the Ford Mustang Mark E that's going to land in Australia. I believe, is it next quarter or late quarter 4 this year, December or something like that. Yeah, there's obviously people interested in getting that based on their loyalty to that brand. So yeah, they have brand loyalty. They'll sell enough, but obviously at a very, very niche level.
Yep, not a volume car for sure. And as Nick says, it comes with a human charger, so don't need to even bother about AI. You've got someone to do it for you. Yeah, and Jez says, yeah, Riz, and we'll get Rahul too. All three of us in the back. Someone could drive us. Do a road trip with this car, like the Hangover films. Yeah, let's drive all the way to the Gold Coast. That's our Vegas, isn't it? Yeah. Brenton's saying, I think the Spectre would sink my cheap concrete driveway. Yeah, I wonder how heavy this thing is. Or what's the low capacity of concrete? What, 3 tons, right? So this is going to hopefully fall under that. Yeah, Paul.
Either way, the number of dials on the inside, it's spectacular. And the view you're going to get out of this car, which, as everyone said, someone else will be driving it and using those dials. So who needs dials?
Who needs dials? Exactly. Just need a glass screen that goes up so you don't have to talk to them. Yeah, Shailendra, you can buy a 3-bedroom house. Maybe not in Sydney, Shailendra, but some parts of the world you probably could. Oh, Brendan's going to drive us back. Guys, hey, there's an offer right there.
Thanks, Brendan.
Lol, self-driving. Yeah, I mean, someone's driving you, so it's self-driving.
I'd quickly say to Brenton there, yeah, don't be put off by doing the road trip. You never know who you might see at some of these superchargers. You might run into some EV royalty like Tom or Nash.
Nash.
Who knows? And sometimes at these superchargers, you see some of the wrapped cars as well that are coming up for release in Australia as well. So you just never know, what your luck may bring. Yeah, Yeah, and I think most people add these chargers during those busy times of the year. Being EV enthusiasts anyway, they're pretty friendly. Barring the one incident, I've never heard of any other incident where somebody's sort of had a go at another driver or try to got into an argument or whatever. Yeah, I think you're going to be just fine.
Yeah, I haven't seen any arguments yet, thankfully. Touch wood. All right, let's wrap up with some more stories. So yes, Rahul, as you said, Ford will be making first deliveries of the Mach-E later this year, with the Puma to follow, but still no word on the F-150 Lightning. So we'll keep an eye on that one. And Gavin Shoebridge, big news: the GWM Aura GWM Aura has just had a price cut. It's now the cheapest new electric car Kiwis can buy at 36,000 New Zealand dollars, 310 kilometers of charge, 5-star safety rating, costs nothing to run. Yeah,
That's cheap as, bro.
very cheap.
Liz, you've had in New Zealand. What do you think of that price point, 36K, which I think roughly translates to about 34K for Australia?
Yeah, so we've got what is it priced here? 38.
Yeah,
39?
the base is under 40. Yep,
Yeah.
definitely. It's not a bad car, really. I quite like the fact it's got these dials. That's my favorite aspect of it. Like very old school, well, not dials, but like flip switches for the AC and a couple of other controls. And it's just they've obviously made an effort to make it look a bit different, which I love. Like it's got
Yes. GWM Spectre.
You buy 10 of these, right?
Yeah,
Probably
that's right.
3 of them. I mean, they probably won't be self-driving though. Although you could probably just swap them around. Like, oh, that's not charged. I'll go to the next one. That'll keep you going for a while. Yeah, and Ray's saying still on for the Phantom 4 live Simpson Desert Cybertruck live stream. Yep, if it ever comes, Ray, if the Cybertruck ever comes, we'll see. Cool. All right, gents. Well, I think we might just call it a day, unless there's anything else you want to bring up urgently.
No, all good. The Seal launch would be interesting. Pricing expected to be around, I'd say around the Model 3.
Yep. I'm hoping it'll be slightly under. I think they'll have to, surely. Just undercut the biggest seller at the moment, biggest brand anyway, Tesla Model 3. I'm very curious to see where they put the performance Seal, actually, where they price that. That should be good. They need to get these Dolphin and the Seal into the country quickly. Well, at least make sure you can order them quickly, because as we know, in New South Wales, the subsidies are being cut on the 1st of January 2024. So if you get your order in before then you can qualify for it potentially next year still. So interesting times ahead. Cool. All right. Thanks everyone for joining us on the live stream. So thanks for all your comments as always. If you're watching on replay, make sure you drop a comment as well. And thanks for listening to us on audio podcast. I want to thank our regular guests as always, Riz and Rahul. Thank you, Rahul, as always.
Great to be here, Tom and Riz. And thanks again to the audience that always joins us for this live stream. Don't forget you can listen to us on audio podcast as well, and the live stream replay on YouTube. And Tom reminds me very reliably that the StreamYard has an option for a voice pass, which means we sound even better on podcasts when you listen back to us as well. Amazing. What more would you ask for while you're driving in your Tesla or in your EV?
Thank goodness for the AI processing, makes us sound top notch. Thank you, Riz. As always, enjoy your time in Sydney.
Thanks, Tom. I think tomorrow morning I'm getting picked up in a Spectre, so look forward to it. It's one of those virtual reality ones, so it'd be an interesting experience with those Apple headset. But yeah, on that note, appreciate everyone tuning in, and thanks for all your questions and comments.
Thank you, Riz. Yes, it might be a mystery car that you put a headset on and just pretend you're in a Spectre, for sure. Thanks, everyone. And Riz and I will be back on Saturday morning, 8 a.m. to wrap up some more news for you guys for Australia and worldwide. Again, thank you to our sponsors tonight. Thank you, gents. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next week, as always. Take care. Bye.